More Dead Island 2 content is something I'm most definitely up for, and in the recent DLC, I jump back in ready to smack zombies around with some contraptions I made in the garage. So in the DLC aptly named Haus, spelled Haus, you are invited to be the guest of honor at a cult's mansion hidden away in the hills. These artsy-fartsy elites truly believe they are the saviors of mankind, and seem to have predicted the zombie apocalypse to some extent. So they do have at least 1 point on the board. You're tasked with proving your worth in a trial by fire and faith to meet with their chosen leader Constantine and help lead humanity to the next phase of the world order. It's a fairly short romp at about 4 hours, so let's dive in and see what it offers. For starters, once you enter the villa, there is a sort of main hub where you briefly get directives from the cult, while new areas with new tasks branch off from there, each unlocking one at a time. You must find and participate in each rite of passage to continue on and further unlock new areas to progress, almost like some strange alternate reality. The rites of passage are very simple, and I expected more of a challenge or puzzle element. The new zones are segmented off the hub and put you in a different environment. There's a neighborhood with several middle-class looking white houses with picket fences included. A dark fairy tale-like woods with fog spraying from pipes and lights that hang overhead, which really look like a scene from the end of the fantastic horror movie The Ritual on Netflix. A basement-like club filled with old TVs, pitfalls, and wicked looking graffiti. And the final area I won't spoil. While visually everything looks great, the only standout for me was that wooded area, which looked like something out of a horror movie, and an area we really haven't visited in Dead Island 2's urban exploration. There's a diner toward the end, and it's awesome. I think that the game should have been filled with a lot more of that in the DLC, man. The zones themselves aren't really terrible, but they don't really provide anything exciting or new. They really could have gone with some like over-the-top environments, but they played it safe instead. And to me, that kind of defeats the purpose of the DLC in the first place. I really did like the overall theme and concept here of fabricated environments in a world within a world, but wish they would have done more with the ideas they had, as they really did have great bones, but there just wasn't much flesh on them. Adding to the visual appeal, the DLC looks damn good, and from the moment I first ported to the entrance of the villa to the moment I was able to access the main hub room, the ambiance hooked me. The inside of the villa is adorned with shining golden statues and wicked looking paintings, and while many parts after the beginning section are more generic, there are some awesome looking set pieces as well. 2 of the biomes include giant LED screens as walls, which seem to extend the scenery and add depth without physically being there, which I thought was a clever idea just over blank stage walls or fences. I really just wish there was more of what the fuck moments when you got inside, as they could have really made it into the mixed bag of reality, which after the first area is what I expected. The lighting and reflections are super clean, and everything has a sharp, detailed, and colorful vibe to it, even the zombies. There is a new weapon on offer in the form of a crossbow and also some new skill cards, but yet again both these areas seem to come up short. The crossbow does serve as a utility weapon and is needed to destroy dark brains, which control indestructible tendrils that block areas for progression and secret. When I first saw them, I thought they were going to have a bigger role to play in the story, but they really didn't. Now, as a weapon, it doesn't seem to bring much more to the table than any of the other rifles and pistols you already have. It looks cool and has a satisfying thunk when shot, but feels underwhelming in practice, and I didn't use it for more than like the first 10 minutes after acquiring it. The skill cards don't really do anything new either. For example, one just keeps you in fury mode longer and another improves accuracy and reload speed. Again, nothing too exciting and nothing to really change any game mechanics, which chalks up another point for me on the missed opportunity board. Now, the sound effects and music in the DLC are solid, as most of it carries over from the main game. Zombies still make crunchy sounds when getting bashed and wet meat sounds when popping. They groan and moan and yell out when attacking, and the spatial audio can track sounds that get quieter the further away you are, to include dialogue, which is immersive when you had your headphones on to hear it come from different directions.
I apologize, Veronique, for not embracing you. My legs do not seem to be taking my calls.
Your company is more than enough, mon ami.
The underground club area has some awesome track playing, and I really enjoyed jamming to it. I did even spend a bit of extra time down there exploring each corner and grooving to the beat. The voice acting is great too. I played as Jacob once again, and he has many new lines and dialogue which is delivered in that cheeky British accent.
Kinsman to grim and comfortless despair.
Even the dialogue from the new cult members is solid. No half-ass lines delivered here.
Well, don't stand around gawping. Put me back on my body.
So, in closing, the DLC was interesting to an extent, but its short runtime and generic mechanics made it a mediocre experience. It doesn't add very much of the base game outside the possible continuation of the narrative. That's the storyline of this DLC, like the ending. I think that the DLC isn't really enough to bring back anyone who's already beat the campaign, and I would wait till the next DLC to jump back in if you're looking for more content. I think pairing this up with whatever comes out next year would more than likely be a better experience, assuming this connects narratively to the new content as well. In the end, I didn't mind the DLC, but it left me wishing they would have done more. The core mechanics of beating the shit out of zombies is always going to be fun. I think it's a blast. But that narrative, man, they could have done much better. And so we're going to have to just wait and see if the next one gives us something better to sink our teeth into. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I could show you in the deeper. If only I had use of my clever hands.